joking.
All right, everybody. Okay. Hi, it's
Hi.
Sally, Barbara, Laura, and cheers to you. We have our Brambles, our non-alcoholic
Our non-alcoholic brambles,
courtesy of
Elizabeth.
Our
Thank
good
you,
friend
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Thank you for cheering up our day and bringing us a little. Oh wow, that's so cool. These are color changing cups. They're so
Yeah.
cool. They're fun. So anyway, so we have a little sweet for the not so sweet. Some people say sweets for the sweet, but you'd have to have somebody sweet to give it to. And I don't know that any of the three of us qualify.
Probably not.
Perhaps, maybe not.
We have
so
our
much.
moments. We'll
So
just
anyway.
say that.
Well, sometimes we have sweet moments, but anyway,
And sometimes not.
and sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
Just ask Gary, Jimmy, and Harold.
That's right.
That's true. So anyway, so what do you have for us today, Laura?
Oh, I have some fun stuff. Okay, first, I want to show you this rickrack. I'm so excited when I saw this. I came into the store and I'm like, da-da-da-da-da, and then I had to put some things away.
Yes,
And
I saw the
this
white
up there
one
and I'm
this
like,
morning.
we have rickrack. So it's not jumbo
Which camera
rickrack,
shall I go
but
to?
Let's go to
Large, but not jumbo.
It's large but not jumbo, yes.
Well, I probably could have ordered jumbo,
No,
but
I think this is a better
Okay.
size.
and I didn't know what colors to order, so I just I thought
all of them.
red. Well, I have to be able to
There's-
sell things.
And you gotta have the space.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
know. No, reds. These are good colors: red, black, and white. So it's
I mean, some people may not
It's like
even know what
3/4
rickrack
inch.
is.
3/4 inch rickrack. Well, you know what? I have used this in so many different ways. If you're sewing it onto something, you can just sew down the middle, and it'll stay on top of whatever you're doing. If you can use it as piping. So when you're putting your binding on the quilt, you put the binding on, you still sew the rickrack down in the middle, that's your 1/4 inch line down.
Uh-huh.
Then when you turn it out, you only have one row of bumps instead of two.
And they just show.
And
at
it's
the end.
really cute. It looks like a piping
Yeah, you
on the
right on the
binding.
edge of the
Yeah.
edge of the
edge of the
edge of the
binding.
fabric.
I've done it for pockets
5/8 wide.
5/8 wide, thank you. I've done it for, I've used it to trim out aprons and pillowcases and all kinds of
I
stuff.
was looking to see if I had a little piece of fabric here. I don't have anything.
So,
It's, oh, there you go. That'll work.
so we have this, little scraps. So, what I was saying is if you took this and you just line it up, I'm going to show you on the wrong side of the fabric just because it's easier to see. So you line it up like this.
Move it a little bit more to your, that's right.
Okay. And then you're gonna sew your 1/4 inch seam. We're pretending these pins are stitches. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use the skinny pins. That's probably a better idea. Okay, so this is my pretend stitches. Just like so.
Are you doing it down the center?
I'm just, yeah,
Yeah.
like a 1/4 inch seam. Just like so. And then,
You're moving out of camera.
oh, sorry. Well, I'm sewing. Look at my pins.
Just don't stick yourself.
No, I'm trying not to. And you don't have to be super, super precise. But then when you turn it right side out, you have all of these cute little loops and bumps on
Yeah.
one side.
Yeah.
We used to do that all the time in the olden days.
Yep.
Yeah,
in the olden times.
yeah.
But I think that the kids, the younger people, probably nobody who was watching any of this, but anyway, yeah. But people have come in and asked for it, so I thought, well,
And this is a
maybe we
really
should get
good
some.
size. I
Yeah.
like this size better than the jumbo,
Okay.
and I like it better than the small. Now, the small rickrack, I don't do this with. The small rickrack, I will just top stitch on top
Yeah.
of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it's good for
Yeah, it's
easy
pretty
quilts.
tiny.
Yeah. It's like
they have
less
like
than a
baby.
quarter of an inch.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
baby, they have
So we're
regular,
selling
they
this
have
by the
large,
yard,
Jumbo.
and I
Yeah.
think it's available both
75
on-
cents a yard, that's really nice.
on the website and
So we have
in
red,
the store.
white, and black. And we only have, let's see, these are brand new, but we only have 144 yards of each one. No, I say only because it might take 10 yards to do something.
Yeah, it does, it might,
You know.
if you're going around a binding for a quilt, yes,
So-
it could.
We
Yeah.
have this really cute fabric.
I'd buy 10 yards just to have it around.
Yep,
We have this really cute. Let me go
These
back to the
guys?
other camera. We have this really cute fabric, that red fabric, and that kind of white eyeless lit fabric that I was telling you that would be cool for making an apron out of. Would that rickrack fabric look nice with?
Oh, it would.
oh, I have an apron
With the
pattern and
apron.
all the pockets, because I
Put
make it the
the
same
eyelet.
fabric, I put rickrack on the top, so you know where the pockets are.
Oh, that's smart. That's real smart. Because sometimes it blends in. You
It
just
blends
can't
in
see
and
it.
you can't see it if you're doing a print, so I just put rickrack on there,
Yeah,
so they know where the pockets are.
Yeah.
nice.
So you could put, or you could put if you were making a apron with a bib, you could put
Yeah.
rickrack around the top of the bib.
I've seen that
or
when they
the
have
pop-
like the scallop on the
Right.
top. That looks really cute to have the rickrack there. And then you could still put it on the band, showing both sides of the rickrack.
Yeah,
So yeah, so all sorts of things that you could do with it.
so do you want me to hold those up one at a time?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, first we have, let's tell them what it is. Let's show them on camera one.
Hold on a minute. Let me get back to that. Camera one.
Okay, so this is a rhinoceros. And we
He's
also
a pretty
have,
rhinoceros.
it's a pretty rhinoceros. We also have,
A lion.
yes, a lion. And my favorite. I don't know why I folded them the way I did, because I can't get to the part that I want. Okay, the elephant. I really like that. Now, what makes these special, and Barbara's gonna hold them up so you can see them. So we'll go to the eye in the sky. It's a panel. Good catch. So, you see the rhinoceros in the corner? That is the base for the applique. So the little miniature picture that I showed you over here on the other camera that we had a close-up of, you take the fabric swatches that you see all around this panel, the green, the orange, the blue, the yellow, and you put fusible on the back of that. And then you trace, or actually you can
We're
trace.
gonna go to camera 3 because it's not gonna be that comfortable for her to hold that up. for a long
Okay.
period.
So we can look at the elephant then, because we've already seen the rhinoceros. All right, so here's the elephant. Now, these are all your applique fabrics. They're all there.
And that package of
So
seam
that
is
you can
steamed.
make this little guy right here. It's not gonna be this size, it's gonna be this size. And
And so,
you choose whichever kind of fusible you want. This one is FlexiFuse.
let's talk about the fusibles after.
Okay,
Pull that package of Steam 2 is open.
okay.
So,
Well, this is paperback fusible. Now the
not my
Steam-A-Seam.
favorite. That's what happened to me there.
Yeah, Steam-A-Seam has actually got paper on both sides. So,
It would be ideal to have,
well, but see with Steam-A-Seam, you really don't know which side the glue's gonna stick.
Yeah, you do.
You have to peel it open to figure out. Okay, so my glue is stuck
Oh,
on
the
this
stuff I
side.
have, it must be old. Stuff I have has marks on it, but I don't have.
Oh, mine
package
has
stuff.
marks on it too. It has a yellow grid on
That's
one
the-
side.
Most of the time, but you have to have reverse. That's why you trace on the other side.
Mine, half the time, I'll trace a piece off, it sticks to the yellow part. Half
Oh.
the time, it sticks to the other part. It just, you know, okay.
okay, so that's not.
You need a light
this
box.
is- Yeah,
Yeah.
but this'll help a
But
little bit.
this'll show them. Okay, so let's look at these pieces for the nose. Okay, I'm just gonna trace these off. So you put your fusible web on top, and then, now the Steam-A-Seam has paper on both sides. Other fusibles don't. They'll have paper on one side. The instructions, which, oh, by the way, are on the bottom of your panel. So all the
I
instructions
moved
that
over
you
to
need,
camera 3.
Oh.
One.
all the instructions you need are on the bottom of the panel. Tells you exactly what to do. So we're tracing off our pieces, and I would number them.
Oh, I
So-
would too.
I would start and call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I
1,
would.
2, 3, 4.
That's
This
too
is
much work.
5. Well, because I'm gonna cut them out of the same piece of fabric, and,
I'm gonna cut them out one at a time and glue them up.
oh, that's way too much work.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll race you.
Okay, I'll get there first.
You won't.
I will, cause I'll get them
I
all
probably do
cut out
one
at
at
the
a time
same
because I have a cat
Oh.
that likes to help me. And she likes to put her face right in stuff.
So I'll
there's
get them
six.
cut out and glued on.
Well, so will I, but I'll do them all at one time.
No, because I'll get them cut out and glued on as I go.
That's it. I think I'll still win.
Okay,
We'll
children.
see.
Will you see?
Okay, so anyway, you're gonna trace your pattern pieces off onto your fusible. Then, see this part of the fusible has the glue on it. That's the part that you want to have this on. You're gonna iron these pieces off. You're gonna roughly cut them out and iron them on the wrong side of one of your fabric pieces.
What color is it supposed to be?
Whatever color you want.
Well, yeah.
No, there's different sizes.
There's a key.
So
there's
this one would be the purple, so it
There's a
would come over here on the purple, see all of those things. So you come over here to the purple, and you're going to iron this in place, and then you can take and cut these out on the lines that you've drawn, and then place them in the appropriate place on your pattern, and iron it down, peel the paper away, and then you just top stitch. And you could use a zigzag or a satin stitch, whatever you like, and your applique is done. Easy peasy. I like that you have all of the
Of course, by the
fabrics
way,
that
you would have
need.
had to do the one underneath it first.
I'm sorry?
You have to do the color underneath first and put the other one on top.
Oh, yes. Yes, there are layers.
You want to go from back to fore.
Yes,
Yeah.
background to foreground. Absolutely. So, and you can tell in your picture.
Okay, I'm looking at this
What goes
upside
where?
down, but this looks like a bird. What is it?
It's his eye.
Okay. Upside down, it looks
That's
like
the
a little
eyeball.
bird. Look at it from this way.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, it does look like a little bird. I
Yep.
see what you're saying. With the,
Yep.
Yeah, and the wings. Okay, I gotcha.
Upside down, looks like a little bird. What's he got birds on him for?
Yeah. You know elephants have little birds. They come around. Oh no, that's the rhinos that have little birds. Anyway, but I think they're super fun.
I like the elephant.
I like the elephant too. It's my favorite. So again, here's the elephant.
I'll have to
I'll
get
go to
one.
Lemon
three.
I
change.
think I'll have to get one next week.
And it would be a really quick project,
Yeah.
you know? I really like that you don't have to think about the colors. They're already provided for you. So there's the elephant. And
Yeah, there is blue down in the bottom.
yeah, this is the lion. The lion's very regal. Now, I might mix up the colors
Yeah.
depending on the size of the patches, because this little one here, I think I would change the colors around maybe a little bit. But if your patch is the same size, for example, if you wanted to trade whatever is orange for green, you could do that because those are the same size. You cannot change whatever's orange for blue
No,
because you don't have enough blue.
Because they're using this probably for the background because it covers the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's the lion. Really pretty lion. And then the
Maybe my ruler back?
rhinoceros. And here is the rhinoceros. Now see, I would use this for the eye, but I don't know that that's what they did. Oh, they did. They used it for this outer part of the eye. I like that the little diagram they give you also shows you where they expect the colors to go.
Yeah.
You know, you do have a little bit of wiggle room. Like I said, as long as your color swatches are the same size. Like all four of these could probably be interchanged, but you couldn't change this one for that one.
No.
But, yeah, they're pretty cool. Okay.
I've never seen panels like that before, so that's new.
Yeah. Well, I like that everything you need is right here.
Yeah.
And you could get one panel, or you could get all three and make pillows for a couch, or, you know, they make great outdoor pillows, I think. Or movie
We had
pillows.
a few more, but I didn't get all of them because I didn't know if people would like them.
So does the bolt have just one animal on it,
Yeah,
or does it have like?
I got 3 bolts,
Oh, okay.
so I think we have 10 each.
Okay.
Those would not make a good one block wonder.
No. No. Okay. This goes down here.
No one buck wonders need apply.
No.
Yeah.
So there's steam machine 2s, which you just showed them,
Right. Which has paper on both
which
sides.
some people like, not me.
It's not my
Not
favorite.
my favorite.
Now, this hot fix adhesive is great
Not
if you're
sure
running
if
it
we can
through
still
a
get that
color,
one.
but I've never used it myself.
I really like that one, but I'm not 100% sure you can still get that one.
Okay.
Cause that's it's solid, so it's really nice because it's not a web.
Oh, that
So
is nice.
it's a solid piece of,
Okay. And then we have heat and bond. Now this is soft stretch.
so that means that it's flexible, which would be nice on a quilt.
Right.
So it's not, it's nice for garments or things like that.
Right. So heat and bond.
I've not
soft
used
stretch.
that. Is that paperback? I mean, that's paper on one side, but not paper on the
Fusible web
other.
adhesive.
which means
It
you've got to
must be.
draw it on
You draw it on the glue side.
the glue side.
Because you want to reverse it onto the back of the wrong side of the fabric. So
Correct.
that then when you put the fabric right side up over the pattern piece, the glue will be on the correct side.
Correct.
So, okay, so that's Heat and Bond soft. This is Flexi Fuse, a lightweight fusible web. It's also paperback, 21 inches by 3 yards. That's pretty wide. Most fusibles are not that wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could get a lot out of that.
But I think that's also, I also think that one is only paper on one side, if I'm not mistaken.
I like the ones that are paper on one side.
I do too. I don't really care for the ones that are paper on both sides, but that's why I ordered the, well, that's why I got, we do have more, seam in because people like to have the doubles, the paper on both sides. This is, web on one side.
Okay. And then this is a new bolt we just got in.
That's even that's wider than the stuff on the bolt. This is only 17 inches.
Yeah, and that's
Right.
Cali Dell, which is, Checkers brand of,
And it
Web.
has, I
Web.
can see,
and
so
that
it's got a
is
very lightweight
light-
web.
a web.
That's gonna be really nice to do these.
Correct.
You know,
That
draw it
will.
on here. Now, the thing about drawing onto the glue side versus drawing onto the paper side is you will probably have bumpy lines
Yeah.
instead of smooth
There's-
lines. Don't let that freak you out because you can cut straight lines.
Well, another option is you could always trace it onto a piece of tracing paper, which might be
Mhm.
easier, and then just put that over and trim it.
Yeah.
Put it on your
Okay.
fusible web, and then trim it,
Yeah,
and then do it that way. Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it could do it that way, or you could take a. It might be a little harder to do this. You could probably take a picture of it with your camera
Take a
And
picture
of the panel with your camera,
okay.
and take it into your software and create create a SVG file of it and
I think
flip
getting
it.
the measurements
Well, you would just have to
Spot
make the
on.
measure.
would be hard.
No, you would just measure the outside edges of the picture. That's not hard.
Okay. I
Really.
haven't done it, so I'll take your word for it. 'Cause
And
my picture wouldn't be the right size.
well, it's not the right size when you take it. You just make it the right size when you take it into the software.
Okay,
You just make it the right size, and then create your SVG.
okay.
You make it a applique and create the SVGs.
Now, you would have to
You would have to
reverse it.
reverse it when you print them.
Yeah. So that then you could cut it
You
on
could
the
cut it
right-
on the cutter,
Cut it on the
on the
right side, yeah.
memento.
I'd have to pay attention when I do that because I'm used to reversing,
Right, exactly.
and I would try to do that and then it would be all wrong. So
Yeah.
I'd really have to get out of my head. You're not doing it my normal way. I have to change
Yeah.
that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think it'd be an interesting project. You know, I think it'd be fun.
So
Well,
I'll
if
get
you-
the elephant next
Well,
week.
the other thing too is you could, if you got that that thing of freezer paper that I ruined that printer with on Friday.
I thought I heard a little cussing at my house.
Oh, I should have heard the cussing on the way at your house. No, I didn't use any bad words because I was.
Oh, I would have used a lot of bad words.
You
See,
just make up new
changing.
words.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah, look
it's
at that.
it's very thin. It's very, very thin. freezer paper. So here's another option for you. So you can iron the freezer paper onto this and trace it. Because it's super easy, you wouldn't even need a light table because it's that thin of a freezer paper.
Okay.
Then you could fuse your fusible web onto the back of your pieces, iron the freezer paper, take the freezer paper off of this, iron the freezer paper onto the top of your fabric, and then trim it, cut it. Or correct? You wouldn't have to flip it because it'd be the right side.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna put the
I'm gonna put the fusible web on the back of my fabric.
irregardless of the applique piece. You're gonna cut the applique piece out of your freezer paper,
I'm not-
put it on the top, press it down,
Right,
and then trim around it.
around it.
That would work really well. I
Right.
think that's less confusing
You
than
don't have to
trimming
think
onto
about-
the glue side of the fusible web.
Because you just
Yeah.
Yeah,
do the whole piece. Yeah, that might be work pretty well actually.
I think
Yeah.
it would. That's a
And
good
then you
idea.
have, and then it's going to be exact because you can fuse the freezer paper right down on top of the
Oh, before you even trace it.
before you trace it, so it's
Yeah.
not going to move.
Right,
It's gonna
I think
be
that's a very
perfect.
good idea.
And then it's reusable,
Yeah,
so you can use it again and again.
And the other side is you can trace it from this side.
oh, you could.
You could trace it from the wrong side.
You
Choose
could
that
trace
as a
it from the
wrap.
wrong side, because I'm going, well, those white lines are dark enough.
Yeah.
You could trace it from the
Show 'em
wrong
that-
side
I'm
and
going
do it
back
my
in
normal way.
memory.
And that way I won't screw it up.
Yeah. Okay, so Barbara's got a very valid point. You could trace it on the paper side of the fusible
Fusible.
web, trace the wrong side of the pattern, because you can see the lines. And if you had a light box, you could definitely see those lines. Trace it out. Now you're tracing it onto the right side of the fusible
Right.
web.
You're tracing
which
it onto
will
the
be
paper
on
side.
reverse of
Right.
the back of the fabric, so that when you flip the fabric over,
It'll be the right
it will
side.
be right side. I
You
like
don't have
that.
to reverse it. Yeah, that's
Because
Because that's the way I normally do things.
That's the way it's normally done.
And
Tracing
I
it
would
onto the glue side
side
of the
yeah.
fusible web.
Is like,
Is
no,
a
because I
little
would push
different.
too hard and I'd go
Yeah,
through
that
so
could
much
work.
fusible web.
I think both ideas that you guys
Yeah.
had are very good ones. Yeah.
And if you don't want to use fusible web and you just want to do like a needle turn applique, you could use
Oh,
Then you'd have to
you
trace,
could use trace it on. You
You'd
could
have
put
to
it
make-
on the
you'd have to make it a quarter
Then you
inch
could do
wider.
it.
Oh no, you know
So
what
you
you
can
would
turn
do?
it.
What would you do?
I would do reverse applique. Put your fabric underneath,
Oh, and cut.
and then stitch on the lines, and then cut it out.
Ooh, that
And
could
then-
work.
Huh?
That could work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, and you have enough fabric to play with, so I mean, oh, there's so many things you can do with this. That's exciting. And you don't have to do it all the same. You can do traditional applique on one piece and reverse applique on another, and yep. Okay,
All right.
play and have fun.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you today. Almost the end of my drink, so.
I have done the end of my drink.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
We appreciate Elizabeth bringing by our drinks. That's fire news, so we'll have to check that after we get off.
I think yours has the most dynamic difference.
Yeah, in color.
Dramatic difference
Right,
in
it's
color.
very-
Because mine goes from a light orange to a darker orange. Yours goes from
Mine is blue to pink.
blue to pink. And yours goes from a light green to dark purple, dark blue.
Yeah, mint
Yeah,
to
it's really pretty.
something.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right. Well, thanks for
Really cool.
watching. We'll be back next Thursday around the same time, same station.
Yep.
Come
And
by and
we'll-
visit us. We're here at El Cajon back in
We accept
El
grapples.
Cajon, California. rambling and brambling.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting up with us. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good week. Bye.
Stay safe.